Big Chargers news. Chargers Now by Chat Sports is presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Will Ortner, and ESPN gave us a powerful message on the Los Angeles Chargers' recent contract negotiations on an extension with Tuli. Now, what's very interesting here about this update that ESPN gave the Los Angeles Chargers and Chargers fans, and of course myself, is it feels like, just reading between the lines, that this extension is not close to getting done. Which then leads to my point, what are you waiting around for? To me, there is no extension that is more important right now than making sure that the Chargers lock up this fantastic edge rusher for an extended period of time. He's young, he gets better every single year, and he continues to show up and show out for this team in Los Angeles. Find a way to get this contract extension nailed down and do it tomorrow. Will the Tuli extension happen before training camp? Let us know down below in our comment section, yes or no. Very interested, obviously, on hearing your prediction here. I really hope it does, but it certainly doesn't sound like that's the track the Chargers are on. ESPN's Chris Rim was the one who went through and kind of broke down what was going on with the Chargers and their contract negotiations with Tuli. And so I thought, why not just read it straight from the horse's mouth? Fresh off a career best 13.5 sacks, which ranks 6th in the NFL, Tuipulotu is due for a payday. He heads into the final season of his rookie contract as the biggest remaining domino for general manager Joe Hortiz. The Chargers and Tuli's representation have discussed an extension throughout the offseason, but a deal has yet been agreed to. Man, I don't know. Tuipulotu said of the timeline for the extension, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be with the team. Now is the perfect time for this deal to get done. If you're looking at the NFL season, this is the dead time. There's a reason why a lot of NFL executives, agents, they go on vacation. A lot of these players, it's their final weekend of vacation before they get into the real nitty-gritty of their season or their last-ditched efforts to be ready to go into training camp. Now's the time, man. Before you go on vacation or right when you get back, get the contract done. There's nothing else to talk about. The big reason, or 4 big reasons, I should say, of why I think it's the perfect time to get this extension done is right now you are in the middle of a dead period. Now, we know from a Adam Schefter report earlier, Ian Rappaport too, it's really all of the NFL insiders, when Chargers training camp is. And that training camp is going to start very quickly in the middle to end of July. And what's important for a lot of people to realize here when it comes to this time frame is when you look at training camp, you don't want there to be any other conversations around getting a contract done. Why it has not been done yet. That's where you see the real weird Terrell Owens situations pop up, right? Where maybe a player gets upset, they end up holding out, they feel some type of way, and they believe that they need to get paid and get paid right now. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen with Tuli, but I certainly believe that if you're general manager Joe Hortiz, you want to get that deal done right here, right now. Because then it's not a big question while you have more reporters on campus. You just want to focus on ball. It's a dead period right now in the National Football League, and there's nothing else to do. So focus in, find a way to get this contract extension done. The agents, they're going to be there. Call them. Maybe even wait until after the 4th, right? Go get your special T-shirts, whatever. Celebrate America, and then get the deal done. It really seems like this is a no-brainer, and I understand that you're going to try and find the best deal for your team. The player's agent's going to try and find the best deal for the player, but it certainly feels like this contract should get done in this time frame, and if it doesn't, it does worry me, especially when you don't have that 5th-year option on Tuli's contract. We got more to discuss on today's show, but first, I need to let you know that today's show is made possible by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app and is the best place to win cash while watching sports. With the baseball season in full swing, there's no better time to cash in with our friends at PrizePicks. And I'll tell you this, the app is really easy to use. To qualify for a PrizePicks lineup, pick 2 to 6 players and select more or less on stat projections, including hits, home runs, and strikeouts, and several others across all sports. One thing I love is the new social feeds feature, where you can share PrizePicks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. You can actually follow me on the app, at BigWill7774, to see all of my lineups. I have a lineup for the football action going on later on this year. Justin Herbert, more on his pass yards. Quentin Johnston, more on his receiving TDs. Rashid Shaheed, more on his receiving yards. New user offer. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups. That's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with PrizePicks. Clickable link to download the app is in the comments and description. Next reason to get this contract extension done is because Tuli, he's a great player. Right now, you're in a position where you have one of the better edge rushers, and you have an opportunity to lock him up, keep him in Los Angeles for an extended period of time. I mean, you can just look at the stats right now for the kid. They get better every single year. More tackles, more sacks, more tackles for a loss. What more could you possibly ask for out of an edge rusher? And yes, I understand that now you're going to have a new defensive coordinator in there. Will Tuli be able to play as well for Coach O'Leary as he was able to play for Coach Minter? But it certainly feels like at this point, you know what the kid is going to be. And he isn't just your right now, he is your future. When I look at a guy like Khalil Mack, man, he is right now. He is a player that for the Los Angeles Chargers, you're going to have him for another year, maybe 2 max. And so it makes sense to be kind of nervous about how much you give him and it be a more year-to-year basis with his contract. With a guy like Tuli, lock that kid up. He's still in his mid to early 20s. He's someone that is continuing to improve. He shows up day in and day out, and that's important to get this deal done. Next, if you get the deal done right now, the sooner your contract gets paid out, the cheaper a deal is. And now I know that that might not actually make a lot of sense to everyone, but I think it's smart for us to look at the Jackson Smith-Njigba contract. And I don't think a lot of people realize just how team-friendly the Seahawks were able to make his big contract extension. Now, what most people are going to do is they're going to look at the highest paid average annual value for players and say Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's making the most amount of money in the National Football League for his position. He reset the market. How could that be a team-friendly deal? Well, you have to remember, Jackson Smith-Njigba, it's a 4-year extension, but he's already under contract for the next 2 years. He's got his 4th year of his draft this year, and then he's got his 5th-year option, which the team picked up already. And so what the team was able to do was extend that contract out. So you really need to look at it as more of a 6-year contract, which then makes his average annual value right around where Garrett Wilson is at $32.5 million, which is fascinating. And it's something that I don't think we talk enough about here in the National Football League, because what teams do is they focus too much on the here and now. And now, while the Chargers aren't going to be able to use that 5th year with Tuli because he wasn't drafted in the first round, you are going to be able to see the Chargers potentially elongate this contract out, backload it with the money, and then hope that as the salary cap continues to go up in the National Football League, that the deal looks better and better and better. Right now, you might pay a ton of money, and the Seahawks are going to pay a very high percentage of what their total team cap is to one player at an individual position. But by the time that that contract gets done, you are going to see that JSN, his percentage against the total team cap is going to go way down. And that is important. Pay players big now. It'll look better as a deal in 2 to 3 years. Who's the best GM in the National Football League? Is it our guy here in Los Angeles? Is it General Manager Hortiz? Is it Howie Roseman? Is it potentially John Schneider? Who is it? Let me know your opinion down below in our comment section. Last, let's just ease some worries. In my opinion, when you look at the National Football League, too often teams get worried and fans get worried about, will a player still be here? At the end of the day, for players, what's most important is taking care of number one. And a lot of these guys, and I'm not saying that Tuli is this way, but at least early on, they care about making sure they get their money, and then they worry about where their legacy is going to be after the fact. Take some fears away. Don't leave it to chance where a team could come in and pay a contract that is too much that the Chargers are not willing to match. You just saw it happen this last offseason with an edge rusher. Dafa Owe. Washington Commanders came in, offered him a deal that was too good to refuse, and so he's in D.C. now. That's something that the Chargers don't want to deal with, especially with someone that is this young, this talented, and they have the cap space. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if there is any breaking news on the LA Chargers. We're going to make sure that we have a content out for you and a video, at least one, potentially two, that you simply do not want to miss. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Can't wait to see you next time. Go tell someone that you love them and bolt up.